Hello and welcome to my channel Artist Endeavour, the channel where I endeavour to make you a great artist. So this video is about the basic shape of eyes. So what we see here is 3 different types, and what denotes each type is the outer corner of the eye and its position. Okay, so what you're seeing on the screen is a column of 3 different types of eyes. So what you also see is a red line at different gradients. So there's a different gradient on the top eye, middle eye and the bottom eye. So the starting point of the line is over the inner corner of the eye where the tear duct is. And the opposite side of the red line points to the opposite corner of the eye. And as you can see from each eye shape or each eye is that the line, the orientation is different. You got one where the right outer corner of the eye is higher on the top eye there. In the middle eye, the line is level, meaning the left corner and the right corner is in line with each other. And the bottom eye there, you can see that the right corner is lower than the left corner there. So I have actually looked at some official measurements of eyes in this fashion and I can't find any. This really is my own personal distinction of these type of eyes, and the best I could find is a general makeup artist's outlook to the different types of eyes, and what they have done is combined many different traits of eyes into one category. So I'm just looking at the basic eye shape. However, their categories combine not only the eye shape but the eyelid crease, the shape of that, the distance between the eyes, whether the eyes protrude out of the face. So there's very many different aspects they've included for each of their categories, and for me that's overkill really for this video. So while I will be looking into the different shapes of eyelid creases, I am just focusing on the most important and the most basic element of the eye, and that's just really the eye shape of the hole where the eyeball actually looks out of. So I'm not going to use their templates, their guides as a guide for this tutorial. So I feel my distinction is a lot simpler and a lot more relevant to understanding the basic form of the eye shape here. And understanding these 3 shapes will greatly improve your understanding and your ability to draw the eye. Now I feel that looking at some eye tutorials, some are very good, I will add. There's one thing I've noticed is that they never describe the shape of the eye accurately. Now I've heard just a basic term of, oh, just draw an oval shape or an almond shape, and that's not accurate enough. That could mean anything, and really the eye shape is one of the most important parts of not just the face, but I feel is an important part of the entire character, the entire body. So the eye shape is extremely distinctive. It actually shows character, it gives often an impression of someone. It basically is one of the main traits of a human, of a person, and that's one that definitely needs high consideration. Okay, so now I'll be showing you the percentage of the people in the world that have each particular eye shape. Now these are not official, these are just my estimates of people that I've actually seen throughout my life, and it's very, very rough percentages, but it just emphasizes the general rarities of each type of particular eye shape here. Okay, so the top eye shape, which I actually have, is by far the most common, and I'd estimate that it would be around 85% of the world's population would have this eye shape, with the outer corner of the eye being higher than the inner corner. The middle type, the second type, where both corners are in line with each other, I would estimate that would be around 10% of the world's population. With the lower eye type, known in the makeup world as a droopy type of eye, as the rarest of all, which would be 5%. But feel free to make a mental note of anyone you see of what type of eyes they have. Look in the mirror, see what type of eye you have, and I can guarantee that most of you will have the top type of eye. Okay, so let's see some real world examples. So I'm going to be showing you numerous pictures of faces, both male and female, from a hairstyle magazine. So I've just taken some pictures. So I've tried to get a good sample of all three types of eyes. Okay, so here we have the first one. Now you need to bear in mind the angle of the head here. So as you can see, she's got quite rounded corners of her eyes, and I would say at the very least they're level. It's difficult with the makeup, but I'd say they could be slightly lower than the inner corners of the eyes. Here we definitely have a man that has his outer corner of the eyes lower than the inner corners, so that's a very good example. It's a bit blurry, I'm afraid. I'm sure you can see it clearly enough. Okay, here we have another male, and he has eyes that are level. Okay, here we have a male that I would say has eyes that are level. Again, possibly lower. It's very blurry, so it's hard to tell for sure. It's not by much. Okay, here you have a male that you can clearly see as a higher corner. Here we have a woman. This is a very good example. You can clearly see nice sharp corners here. Clearly see that her eyes have a higher corner there. And again, higher corner, not to the same degree as the previous picture, but still higher, so still categorized as the same. This woman, a little bit difficult because she has her head slightly lifted up, which means the eye orientation changes slightly just based on our perspective. So I would estimate the eye shape here is about level. Might be slightly higher actually, might be a higher corner maybe. It currently looks pretty much level with the head tilted back. If she is tilted forward to be parallel to the viewer, then I'd say her eye corner would be a little bit higher than the inner corners there. Bear that in mind with drawing facial features with heads at different degrees. Okay, so this woman looks uncannily like a girl I asked out about 15 years ago. Yeah, of course she said no. Anyway, you can clearly see she has a higher corner eye there. This woman has a lower, I'd say lower corner compared to the inner corners there. You may be thinking that, well, I'm showing you a lot of level and lower eye types here, so I thought they was meant to be a rarity. Well, they are, because I ignored a lot of high cornered portraits. Finding these eyes were more of a challenge because they were few and far between. This one is clearly a lower corner eye there. Okay, so this woman looks, well, scary. She looks like she's a bit surprised, but also wants to eat your face. But regardless of her expression, you can clearly see that she is very much a high cornered eye lady. This woman, I'd say, is a high corner, just slightly, very slightly. Again, apologies for the blurry pictures, but that's the sharpest I could get it, taking pictures of on my phone. And again, I'd say level. Yeah, I'd say level there, level corners there. So let's categorize these pictures. So what I'm going to do is just crop these pictures and highlight the most significant eye to match each type of eye with the pictures you've just seen. Not all the pictures, but the most relevant ones. So let's give this a go. Okay, so here we have the top eye here, so male and female. Okay, so we have the level eye, and unfortunately it's a bit blurry, but hopefully you'll be able to see it clearly enough. So male and female again. Got another woman version there, a bit sharper. Okay, so here you can see the droopy type of eye there. Again, apologies for the blurry pictures, but I'm sure you can see the comparison there. Okay, so now I'm going to tell you the type of impression each eye can give your character. So it's important to note that each one of these three types of eyes gives off a different impression. So I will just change the middle female eye there because she is giving off a bit of an expression through her eyes, and I want each eye to practically be neutral, to be emotionless. So we're just seeing a particular trait of somebody just with pure eye shape. Now I'm going to be listing different impressions each eye will give, from my perspective at least. Now you probably will think differently. Certain traits may be matched elsewhere, or maybe that trait's not evident at all. The traits or the impressions I'm going to be listing may necessarily not be exclusive to each type of eye, but it's one that I believe can be seen or felt. So you may think differently for each eye, but the point to this is to show you that each different eye shape can give off different impressions. So when making your characters, when designing your characters, just bear that in mind and know that the eye shape can really make a difference in making your character look and feel a certain way. So just bear that in mind. That's all I'm saying. Okay, so for the top type of eye, the higher corner eye here, I'd say gives off a more confident type of impression, a bit focused, can even look and maybe feel a bit superior, but then can also feel a bit sinister. I mean, if there was a villain, I think to look a bit more imposing, they'd have a more of a higher outer point eye maybe. Okay, so in the middle, I get the impression that they seem a bit, well, easygoing, a bit considerate, trustworthy and intelligent. Okay, in the last droopy type of eye, I would say gives off the impression of being a bit indifferent to things maybe. Certainly looks harmless. I mean, if you was designing a serial killer, I don't know, would you choose someone with them eyes? Innocent, and I would definitely say sad, just with the general eye shape, because showing a sad expression makes your eyes droop a little bit. So I think that's a very distinct eye shape that definitely gives off a totally different impression to the opposite type of eye, the higher corner eye there. Okay, so here we have a 3D model, and what you will see is the eye of this character to change from a high corner eye to the middle level eye and to a lower eye, and then back again. What this will illustrate is the possible degrees of orientation a human eye can fall within. Just to give you a better understanding of how these three eye shapes tie up to each other. Everything else about the face, the structure, and that is exactly the same. Just the eye shape alone can totally make the character look totally different. Bear in mind there's more of a degree of angle change above the middle eye line, where both corners are in line with each other, than below it. Okay, so that's the end of this video. Hopefully it'll make you appreciate the shape of eyes and knowing the types to help you design your characters and make them look just how you want them to look. Also, apologies for my current speech. I'm not used to talking on videos, so that's why I sound like a robot, but just bear with me and hopefully within a few videos I will sound a bit more human. So stay tuned for more videos, because I do plan on making a video about how to draw the eye, so that should be coming up soon. Consider subscribing or maybe even dropping a like if you like the video, and I should hopefully see you in the next one.